Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Craig Ries with Hollywood Junket, and in just a second we'll be talking with Van Andrew. He made it to Team Gwen on this season's The Voice. He has already joined, so I'm going to bring him in a minute, but I am stoked. I love talking to all these contestants from this new season. We're going to bring him in now. And yeah, I hope we gave you enough time to check out these next two. After this, at 4 p.m. Central or Pacific time, we'll be doing Carter Rubin. But right now we got Van, and that's what we're talking about. Van, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This is great.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. It's been, it has been a wild week. I can tell you that.
I can't imagine, and on top of a wild year, yeah.
Like, 2020, man. 2020 has been a year for the books, to say the very least.
Well, you look great, and I'm so excited for you. Congratulations, Team Gwen. You had the choice between Blake and Gwen. What was that decision process in your mind?
Oh, such a great question. I can tell you genuinely, standing on that stage after they both turned around, I didn't know who I was going to pick. I live in Nashville. I sing a lot of Americana music. At first I was like, oh, I'm definitely picking Blake. You know, he's a winner. He wins all the time. And then I hear that, you know, Gwen's an incredible person and like works with their artists really well. So I was torn. And honestly, what made me, cause I picked Gwen, what made me pick Gwen was just like, I felt like we had a connection. She really kind of very poetically was like, I love you. I love I want to sing some, you know, rock songs with you. I want to have a storyteller's voice, join my team and let's make this happen. Let's pick songs. And so it just felt right in the moment. Yeah. I felt like she was the person that would best help me under pressure, be able to kind of make it to that next level.
Love it. And, can you tell us anything about what it's been with working with her so far?
It's been amazing. It's, I mean, going on to a show like this, at this scale, you run the risk of losing some of yourself in a way, because you're focused on, you know, hitting the notes right and focus on kind of all the things around the music. And it's very easy to lose what makes you you. And so I think that was the biggest thing that she helped me with right off the bat, was just calling out the intricacies of my voice, calling out the emotion of my voice and saying, hey, what you're doing there, let yourself be you, do more of that. And so that right out of the gate was just very helpful. So
cool. So coming to the voice auditions, was it your first time coming to LA?
I've been to LA a couple times outside of that, but never to that extent, and definitely not for I'd been there before, but not to that level, I would say. Yeah.
What did you experience while you were here? Was there any kind of culture shock during that length of time that you were here?
Sure. I mean, crazy times to come out somewhere like that. We had to be very careful because of COVID and just social distancing. And obviously we want it to all be live and there. And so we have to be careful about who we interact with. So obviously exploring wasn't as much of an option just because of that. But I will say, I mean, I really loved the weather was beautiful most of the time. Being able to go for a run out in the sun was just really nice. And a negative actually that we experienced that I just sympathize with you guys, or with Hollywood so much, is the fires, man. Towards the end of my time being out there for that stint, you couldn't even hardly leave your room. The smoke was so bad. It was messing with your lungs. It was messing with. And so that alone, man, I just feel so bad for people in that area and what they have to deal with that.
Yeah, it was a mess. I mean, we've all been mostly stuck inside, but you couldn't even keep the windows open because of it. You know?
Exactly. I went for a run the one day. Me and one of the other contestants went for a little run, and I just felt like a smoker at the end of it. It was just crazy, you know, because it's just all in your lungs, and you're probably shouldn't do that again.
Yeah, it's a mess. But we're going to get a lot of rain tomorrow. So
good. That'll be very helpful.
Yes, it will be. So I was told that you got to work with Julia Michaels during the battles. Can you tell us about that?
I did, man. I mean, that took me by surprise, I will say, because I'm a singer-songwriter, and so I love singing, but songwriting is such a big part of what I do. And so there's a lot. I grew up kind of in the middle of nowhere on a farm, like that. Just giving you backstory in the sense of like I wasn't necessarily up to speed on a lot of like pop culture, pop music, that kind of thing. And so almost anybody else I would have been like, oh, cool, great mentor. But like with her, I was already like listening to podcasts featuring her and like obsessed with her writing style. And so when I found out that was who was going to be a mentor, I was just like, oh my God, I freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, like you're a hero of mine in this world.
What'd you take away from her the most?
She kind of was hand in glove with some of the things that Gwen had said, like, just very much like calling out, like giving me space to be different in this world. Like, I came into the competition feeling like a fish out of water, and knowing that my voice is a little different, my genre is a little different, like everything's a little bit, I'm not really a pop star type vocal, or that's not even really what I listen to. And she kind of gave me permission to like, yo, like hone in on that, like be you, your voice is different. And she's like, you know, my voice is different. Like I don't sing all the, like, she was talking to me and my my battle partner about just like, you know, I do what I can. I can't do all these crazy like runs and that kind of thing, but that's what makes her music so unique, as you know, in and of itself. It's just bringing that difference to the, anyway. So just calling out those things, like kind of just giving me permission to be more myself and to dive into that.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
Fun.
Thank you.
Final question, actually, what made you choose your audition song?
So for the blind auditions?
Yes.
Yeah. That's a great question. I think again, back to the songwriting, started to be like say the same things over and over again, but like songwriting is such a pivotal part of what I do. That as I dove into that, obviously on the surface, what I loved about it is it's a classic song, right? It's The Who. It's classic. You don't hear a lot of like throwback classic rock songs like that on The Voice. It's different. But the more I dove into the lyric content of it, I just really resonated with the themes in it of being misunderstood, of growing up a little bit differently, not fitting into a box. And then two, like it just felt like a song that not to put myself on the level of The Who by any means, but it felt like a song that I could have written, just like the way it was written, the way that I resonated with it. And so it just felt right. I was like, oh, this is the perfect blend of like, I say that I sing sad boy music. That's my genre. So it's this blend of this sad singer-songwriter meets these like nice rock and roll moments. And that's where kind of my music comes together.
Love it. Okay, so I lied. I have one more question, then I'll let you go, I promise. I'm interested to know, have you been able to perform in Nashville? Like how have they been reopening with COVID, and like what's that like over there?
You know, I haven't yet. It's been a bit of a struggle, I think, for a lot of the musicians here. I mean, obviously we are Music City, if you will. And so artists are trying to be careful and cautious so that everything can open up and everyone can get back on the road. But then at the same time, we're still trying to make a living and trying to have, you know, get their music out. So I've just been kind of like taking it easy as far as like playing shows. I'm definitely wanting to, and I think that'll start to like happen soon. But I haven't since I've been back yet. So we'll kind of see how that all plays out. I know I'll eventually do like a writer round and that kind of thing and ease into that kind of world, but I haven't yet. Yeah.
Understandable.
I've been writing a lot and trying to like write and just like work on music and that kind of thing. I mean, there's ways around it, but dude, I miss playing shows. It sucks. It really does.
It really does. I think we're almost there. Well, slowly, but
I hope so. I really do hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've been looking at some of the comments. Thank you all for joining. I think I quickly saw that someone's mom loved your audition. So there you go.
Sweet. You know what, man? I've been a hit with the moms, and I'm okay with it. This one person commented on something and they were like, you know, me and my mom watched your audition and she rewatched it 5 times. I'm like, cool. Thank you.
Hey, that's a good brick to have behind your back for sure.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
That is so great. Well, guys, if you are watching, this is Van Andrew. He's on Team Gwen. He would love your support during this season. So please follow him on Instagram and vote for him if it comes down to that. And Van, thank you so much for joining us. I know it was kind of last minute, but we really do appreciate it. And I hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for having me.
You're welcome. Anytime.
We'll see you later.
All right. Yeah, have a great weekend. All right, guys, like I said, that was Van Andrew. He is on this season's of The Voice. He's on Team Gwen. But again, my name is Craig Ries from Hollywood Junket.